Good morning. As you can see, we now have a new team member. This is Scooty Puff Jr. It is a Bergman 400, Suzuki Bergman 400, and we have purchased this within the last couple of months. And I've been doing some live streams and stuff around and doing a little bit of exploring, but this is the first time we're going to get to go on an adventure together. And by together, I mean me and Scooty Puff, because the situation really is that I haven't had a driver's license for driving motorcycles in Japan for an entire year yet. So I'm not legally allowed to have a passenger. So Kyde hasn't been able to ride with me at all, which is a slight bummer because we like to go on adventures together. However, we've decided today that we're gonna do something a little bit unique for us anyways. Maybe we stole this from Top Gear. But
yeah, true. It's definitely unique for us. It's easy to describe in the way that it is a race. Eric is going to be on Scooty Puff Jr. and I'm going to be taking local transport to get to a destination 230 kilometers away, a lighthouse that we've never been to before. Eric's route is about 5 hours plus a little bit to get him there, but he has to stop to do any footage, to get lunch. He will have to make those stops. I don't necessarily have to make those stops because my hands are going to be free on the train. But the handicap for me is that Google didn't even know how to route my way to the lighthouse. It got to a certain point and then there's no more guidance. So we're hoping that that gamble is going to even us out and make this a really good battle.
We aren't really sure how you're going to get to the last leg, to be honest with you. So that's
I've got ideas.
That's kind of exciting, but
I've got a few tricks up my sleeve with some advice from you.
Some more of the rules that take place here are I'm not allowed to drive on expressways, or I'm not going to take any toll roads. So I'm on like local roads and things that are kind of like freeways, but not exactly like they will eventually have stoplights and stuff. I can't just get on like this expressway and just zip there. And we at first talked about how you weren't going to use the Shinkansen.
We were going to limit my Shinkansen-ness, but I did a little investigating and I don't even think the Shinkansen is going to change whether it's going to make us more even. And Google wouldn't even allow me not to look at Shinkansen speeds. So that is what I'm going to take today. I do believe if I can get a ticket for it.
So it's just about 8 a.m. right now, and we're hoping to be there definitely before the sun sets. So I don't think that's going to be too much of a problem for me. It's a mystery for you, and we're going to also be watching each other on our phones to see where we are, I think.
We were going to share that information.
So we'll do the GPS sharing thing. So I guess now you have to go catch a train, and I can just go get some muffins or something and kind of leisurely take my time because I've got no problems. I'll make it.
Well, let me put the banana hacks on. You won't be going anywhere fast at all. You're
no Mario Kart
rules.
Were you holding that to do that? Like, did you have that planned out?
After I ate the banana, I was like, this is genius. Just departed the 7-Eleven parking lot. A little bit of bad news. The 7-Eleven toilet, there's two. They're both occupied with a lady waiting outside. So I am not going to be able to use the bathroom there. I'm hoping that I can use the bathroom before I get on the train. I'm a little worried about connections, how much time things are gonna take, and then I've got some added pressure. Normally when we make videos, I am not by myself. Eric is there, he's thinking about things, making videos about things, and he said to me, Kyde, it's all on you this time. I won't let him down. I can't let him down, but I'm a little nervous about that pressure. So hopefully I can get him all the footage that he needs and also beat his ass.
All right, before I start moving, I am gonna have a little bit of breakfast. I got a piece of pizza toast here. Got this bag of stuff. It's like banana jelly stuff or something. I don't even know what it is. I've never had this particular one before, and a little coffee. I got plenty of time. I can make this leisurely trip down there. She's gonna get to a point where she can't move forward anymore because there's no buses or trains or anything. So I think I could just sit around and pick my nose for a while if I wanted.
Just realized that I'm about to get on a regular commuter train at rush hour. Could we have timed this better? He gets to sit on a bike by himself, and I'm gonna be with a bunch of people on the train. Oh man.
All right, I looked at the label. It's actually got a sai in it, so that makes me excited. Let's see how it is. Yo, I'm a white girl. That shit is so good. It's so tasty, man. Banana, zeti, and acai. I'm into it.
I've arrived at Nishitachikawa Station. I have about 10 minutes to spare, and I'm hoping that I can get a Shinkansen ticket from here. Never tried that. Most Shinkansen things have happened at other locations. So, gonna give this machine a try and maybe be disappointed.
As we said, the part of this where she's gonna smoke me though is not having to deal with the kind of technology and stops that I'm gonna have to make. Like, this is what I'm doing to film. This is kind of clunky and weird. Like, I gotta figure out how to turn it on and off, and I've got a microphone system in my helmet that I've gotta fuddle with and stuff. I gotta do the setup, and if I stop, I might have to take it off and stuff. It's like, it adds a little bit of micro time. So I keep talking shit like, oh, I could just be like doing whatever. But on the other hand, I just ran to throw the stuff in trash so I could run back and get moving faster. So I think inside I'm a little nervous.
So the machine wasn't able to do Shinkansen tickets, and when I get to Tokyo Station, yeah, I'm heading to Tokyo Station, I'm gonna have to buy a Shinkansen ticket there. But getting on the train early here means I'm giving myself extra time there. You don't know about all my planning, but this is the earlier train that I could have caught. So did a good job getting here and giving myself time management in the future, or giving myself opportunity in the future. But now I'm waiting on the track for the train to come. Ooh, there she is. Oh, they're gonna kiss. Mwah. So besides the banana hacks that I ate this morning to mess Eric up, I've got this like bread that I found at a convenience store. They sell several varieties, one of them being maple, but the one that I chose is cinnamon. And the bread itself tastes like grains, and it doesn't really taste like bread at all. I should also explain that train earlier was early and slower, so I didn't get on that train, and this one is only going one stop, so I'm not getting on this one either. I'm still waiting for the train. But I'm eating my breakfast, which gives me time to do it not on the train, because that's still kind of, even before COVID, eating on the train was a no-no. So kind of don't want to do it now. And this bread is kind of just weird. Like, it just tastes like not good. So I wouldn't recommend it, and I'm upset about my choices for the morning's breakfast.
Okay, we are off on Scooty Puff Jr. And it says that it's going to take 5 hours and 31 minutes for me to get there if I don't stop. And again, that's avoiding highways and tolls. And like I said earlier, I'm not legally allowed to drive on highways. So that's a thing. A lot of restrictions on your first year when you're riding on two wheels in Japan. So this is what's going to be my main enemy: stoplights. Stoplights in Japan are insane. They are just constantly everywhere. And they're set up in this way to slow down traffic. It's like a safety measure, basically. But it does make getting anywhere quickly kind of difficult. Like, for serious, I am in traffic still. And I'm sort of in rush hour. It's 8:30 in the morning on a Tuesday. So a lot of people are going to be going to work and stuff. This is going to really slow me down a bit. You can just see it goes on and on and on. Stoplight, stoplight, stoplight. This is kind of like what it's like to drive around the Tokyo area. It's really not that fun, to be honest. People who are like, yeah, I want to get a car and drive around Japan. Like, yeah, if you get outside of the cities, it's great. But like, even in the suburban areas like this, it's just kind of like, eh. It's a whole lot of traffic. All right, I think I might finally get to go. Like, actually go. Let's go. Man, we're breaking it now, man. We're doing 40 kilometers an hour. It's a pretty cool bridge. Some days you can see Mount Fuji off the edge of it, but today it's too hazy. In Japan, you can do lane splitting, which can speed things up a lot. However, today I have got side bags on my motorbike for the first time, and I don't quite know the width of them. I do know they're wider than the mirrors though, so I have to be really careful if I'm going to do lane splitting to speed this process up at all. So that does kind of handicap me a little bit in a way that it would definitely have been an advantage without them, because you can make a lot of ground if you can just skip through a lot of the lights by lane splitting through all the traffic. Look at that Thomas the Tank. Alright, so it looks like I need fuel, and I would like some points because I didn't go out last night and just get fuel beforehand. I knew this in advance, and I figured I'd make it fair. give myself another small handicap where I'm gonna have to stop and get some gas. So at this point, I'm just looking for gas to get. And I'm gonna try to do that before I get out of what I assume is gonna be the more urban area where we're at now, because I think some of the drive is gonna be a little less congested. God, I hope so. Because otherwise we're just sitting at traffic lights for 5.5 hours and that ain't fun. In other news, it sort of looks and feels like it might rain. This isn't ideal. I think we'll be alright. Just water. Ain't no thing. Yeah, so with my saddlebags on, I totally cannot fit through that. It would be really close. These guys are an impedance. We are at a gas station, and next thing we have to do that's going to be maybe tricky is figuring out how to get gas. Because sometimes these computers can be a son of a bitch. Thinking, and it wants money first. I always forget that part. One big bill. And we want regular full tank. And we're sure we put 10,000 yens in. And this. And now we gotta touch this thing so we don't blow anything up. You get the regular and fill her up. You don't want to drip on your business, boys. Alright, so that cost 1,628 yen for 9.9 liters, I guess it said. Yep. And see what's going on right now. Okay. So it gives me this thing with a barcode on it. And then I gotta find another machine somewhere over here. Ah, it's just right here. Sometimes they're like a long way away. You find this little machine here, and then you scan this, and it's gonna spit out my change. Cha-chum. Okay, and I think at this point now we're gonna have enough fuel to get all the way to the end destination. Yeah, there's not much traffic, don't worry about it. Okay, here we go. This road is a little bigger than what I was on earlier in terms of like throughput of traffic. It's got some bypasses built into it, which is going to help me out a little bit, which is what we're about to go up onto. Hey, there's a train. Choo choo. My bypass dreams have finished. It wasn't far, maybe a couple kilometers. And now I'm back down into what looks like it's going to be stoplight heaven. I left the starting point at the 7-Eleven about an hour ago, and it says I still have 4 hours and 50 minutes left. And of course I had to stop and get fuel, and that added a little bit of time. And all this traffic has probably added a little bit of time. But you can see that this might be tight if Kyde can figure out that last piece of her connection, because she is probably on the speedy bullet train pretty soon here. And to a certain degree, maybe that's cheating.
All of that extra time got eaten up by a very slow trudge on the Chuo-sen to Tokyo Station. But I'm actually looking at it right now. Holy crap, Tokyo Station. I know it's not very much, but still very cool. I have about 30 minutes to figure out where I purchased tickets for the Shinkansen and to get to the platform, get on the train. I had to come all the way to Tokyo to catch a Shinkansen. So it's almost like I've slingshotted and now I'm gonna shoot forward and hopefully overtake Eric. I've been watching him get closer to our destination as I get farther away from the destination, and that has been painful. So gonna go find a ticket and get on a train.
Something else that people might not be aware of, especially from the States, there is no left on red here. Keep in mind you drive on the left-hand side, so the equivalent in the States would be a right on red. So you have a lot of times where it feels like you could be able to go, but you can't. And it seems annoying, but I think it actually is a lot safer. It's a handicap. One more. All right, I have stopped to go to the bathroom. I had to get rid of that coffee and load up on some water and just did like a little 7-Eleven here, but check out these guys. You see them in there? What a couple of good boys. Oh yeah, I also checked to see where Kyde was at. and she is in Tokyo Station right now, so she has not yet been on the speedy train. Uh-oh, he's barking at me. So I don't know who's ahead, it's hard to tell, but it's exciting. And I'm entering Kanagawa Prefecture. So I just left Tokyo, and we are making some ground then. It looks like we're getting out of the area where there's tons of traffic and commuting. It could also be that it's getting a little later in the day, but we're getting kind of out into the countryside area. As you can see, all the green in front of me. So I'm hoping this is where we're going to start to make up some time, get a little bit more, ahead of that speedy train I'm so worried about. Damn it, a stoplight.
There are a fuck ton of people here. There are so many people here. I expected it to be busy because it's a commuter day or whatever, but it's a lot of people just traveling around, and it's intense. I haven't seen this many foreigners in years, so wow. I'm about to get on a train with all of them. Okay, but success, I have purchased my ticket, hooray. And it was quite nerve-wracking. I have been nervous since last night, realizing that I needed to buy this ticket and get on this train in a tight crunch. It took me probably 10 minutes to figure it out, find the machine, figure out how to talk to the machine, find the right place. But I managed to do it all, and my nerves will slowly fade out, but I'm very shaky. I'm a nervous person when it comes to making connections.
This is where you're getting to the area of Japan where things are actually quite beautiful to drive in, and it's really fun. The roads are super nice in Japan, the drivers are pretty courteous, it's like not too scary even when you're only on two wheels, and you get up into this really beautiful stuff like this.
I truly hope that this ride to Tokyo Station has given Eric a false sense of winning. I really, really do. I can't wait for this slingshot to take effect. But I've honestly got to wait for got like 20 more minutes, so I'm trying to think about how to spend that time. And riding a tiny escalator is the way we're going to do that. Let's do it.
Even up in these little country towns, you still run into a little bit of traffic here.
Hot damn, it's over. The bathroom's up here. I'm gonna fill up my water bottle, and then I'm gonna be ready to just sit on the Shinkansen and laugh as I pass Eric. So, whew, time to relax on the Shinkansen.
We're definitely out in the countryside at this point. Stuff has just been moving along pretty well, which is good. And it's becoming a little more fun to drive. Really beautiful over there in the hills. I dig it.
Shout out to Scooty Puff Jr. for taking on all of my luggage today. Much appreciated. I have a light backpack and I'm not having to carry my cart around, which would mean elevators and escalators everywhere. I can go much quicker and much easier. Very nimble.
This has been a really beautiful bit of drive, but I'm stuck behind the slowest truck in the world. So that's a handicap. However, I am now in Yamanashi Prefecture. So I have crossed out of Kanagawa and I'm in the third prefecture, and I think the next prefecture is Shizuoka, and I think that's it. But I'm not completely sure of the route. So it's possible it'll push me through some other prefecture that I'm not thinking of, but I can't think of one mathematically. This truck is really just like, you know what I mean? Like, come on guys. Don't be a truck.
Just now finishing breakfast. This bread sucks.
Some more daring motorcyclists have just blasted past him on these curvy roads, but no thanks, I don't have the guts. You can't see very far ahead of yourself.
I think Eric's got his own banana hacks. He's given me this GoPro that only has one battery. Usually we have a backup battery for whatever camera we're using, but suspiciously, no backup camera for this one. On top of that, it's already under 70%. It's only been, ooh, Shinkansen. It's only been an hour, I guess, since I started all this, maybe 2, but that's a pretty strong dip, and I don't want to get halfway to the lighthouse and then be carrying around a battery, so now I've got to plug this into a backup battery. Thankfully, I'm on the lovely Shinkansen, and it doesn't matter. Nothing matters here. except winning.
That truck finally pulled over, like after, I don't know, 40 minutes or something. It seemed like forever. And let everybody pass. There's a huge line of like motorcycles and stuff behind me. And now it is a little more fun to drive because it's not the big back end of the dumbass truck. Stop for a quick bathroom break and a bit of a stretch. And I checked my messages, and Kyde is apparently on the Shinkansen now, and she is zipping down through past Yokohama at this point, which puts us almost parallel with one another, which makes this really funny. Like, this is actually kind of going to work out to be maybe a close race. We'll see how it goes. And I probably shouldn't dilly-dally too long, but look at the view of what I have going on here. It's just astonishing out here in the woods, man. I love the Japanese countryside and the mountains. Like, super beautiful, world-class stuff. Okay, back to the fun, twisty roads along the river. Wow, look at this. This is wonderful. Yay, Japan. So the upside of not having the ability to drive on the expressways is that it pushes you to places like this, which is so much more wonderful than driving along an expressway where you can't really see hardly anything at all. And it's just like a straight shot, and you're just going, and you're just going, and you're going. You're going for less time, but you know what I mean? Like, it's about the experience of getting there as opposed to the destination or something. Something about that. Unless it rains, of course. I'm making a little bit better ground now. These roads are pretty good. There's no big trucks in front of me, but I kind of have a suspicion that Kyde on the Shinkansen is making more ground than I'm making. Because I'm limited to like 40 or 50 kilometers an hour, and she is on the Shinkansen going a lot faster than that because it's a bullet train. Okay, I think I'm getting down to right in the Fujigoko area where Kyde and I have filmed quite a few videos. And I don't know if I'm going to end up seeing one of the 5 lakes, but I think it's fairly close, like just a kilometer or something over this way. Or kind of straight in front of me. I'm not sure which one of the lakes it is either. Maybe Yamanakako is the one that is, because I think I've seen a bunch of signs for it. But in order to drive over in the direction where I can see it, it says it will add 22 minutes to my route. And that ain't going to happen. We are going to go the quickest way. Okay, we ended up coming along the lake, which is great. This is Yamanakako. This is the lake that Kyde and I hung out around when we did a cycling trip to Fuji, and then it rained for a few days. This is the lake we were chilling around, so we're pretty familiar with this little area. You can see the swan boat that we went up in, and that is Mount Fuji hiding in the clouds up behind me. Bashful as ever. Summer is here. You know it's here when you can't see Mount Fuji anymore. In less positive news, I just checked my map and found out where Kyde is. She has blasted past me way south, down into Shizuoka, where I'm not sure, but I think that might be where she's going to get off the Shinkansen. I don't know if she's going to get on local trains and then continue from there. I don't know what her plan is, but she is way ahead of me now.
I've made it to Shizuoka, so I'm off the Shinkansen. My lovely trip has ended. Thankfully, at the end, my vegetable lasagna brought me my tickets that I left in front of my seat, which would have been a pretty penny if I had not had them at the checkout. So that is awesome. Thank you, vegetable lasagna. And I have about 30 minutes to try and figure out where a bus is. I don't know if I have to buy tickets to this bus before I get on it or if I can just board it. It's an hour-long bus ride. Yes, I have gone from the top of the line to the bottom of the line. Oh, it's gonna be a painful change. But I'm gonna go and figure out what I have to do to get on this bus.
So notably, if you did see the trip of us cycling to Mount Fuji, this is the super steep hill that I came down when I was at the end of the trip. And we had to climb that hill, and Kyde got a ride from a dude in a van, and then I blasted down the hill like a zillion miles an hour in the dark. This is that hill. I'm just going the other way, and it's a lot easier when you have a motor.
Quickly got overwhelmed by the sheer number of bus stops there are here at Shizuoka Station. There's too many for me. I only need one. I went to the Tourist Information Center and asked where my bus was, and the lady told me to go to just in front of a hotel at number 14 is where my bus should be. She didn't indicate that I needed to buy a ticket ahead of time, so hopefully all's gonna be okay. A lot of these buses look like they have the Suica reader inside, which is great for what I need. and I'm heading over to the bus. It doesn't leave for at least another 15 minutes, but I gotta just make sure it's the right one, and that will ease my worries.
I just passed into Shizuoka prefecture, so at the very least, her and I are in the same prefecture. But I think this is the final prefecture line that I'm going to cross before we get to the end. But I still am looking at 3 hours and 6 minutes and 150 kilometers before I'm there. So it is like 11 o'clock right now, and it's saying that I'm not going to get there until almost 2:30. So I kind of get the impression she's going to win.
Is it just me, or does this map not seem accurate? Like, from here, all looking good, all we're taking roads and stuff. Wow, looks like a road, looks like a road. What's going on here? I don't even think there's a road there.
So I got down off the mountain pass, and I'm now on a road that is a much higher speed than anything I've been on so far. So that should hopefully make me catch up a bit to Katie's bullet train. Probably not going to be a thing.
Dude, even on Google Maps, it just makes a straight line. This bus must be able to fly.
The fast road was a bit short-lived, only a couple of minutes, but at least I'm not in traffic, right? The bad news is it is starting to rain just a tad. So I am kind of looking at the sky and thinking, I'm hoping that doesn't turn into a problem for me.
I just realized I have no idea how much this bus is going to cost. So I am running back into the station to charge up my Suica, because once I get to the end of this journey today, I still have to get back. So I need money for this bus and any possible Suica related survival methods. So I've got to put money on this card. A little bit of frightening news. I had to take my case off of my phone. My case holds my Suica, and it also holds this. We all know this is like a SIM card tray opener. Lately, my SIM card has just decided it doesn't want to work, or my phone doesn't want to receive the SIM card. And sometimes I have to take the card all the way out, or it won't re-up, it won't reconnect. And I thought I lost this. It had fallen on the ground somewhere, so I retraced my steps and I found it. But I really panicked. I'm just gonna lose all data. And that was quite scary for a good 2 minutes.
This is about as much rain as we've had, a couple of sprinkles. It is not too bad, but I think I'll be all right, because it's like one of those things where you can still kind of see the sky, so maybe just like a little sprinkle here and there. But at the moment, I'm going to pop into a 7-Eleven, use the restroom, and grab an onigiri.
Arigatou gozaimasu.
This isn't the bathroom at a 7-Eleven, and this is just normal stuff. Over here, this is a fitting board. So you can like put this thing down and then stand on it and change your clothes or whatever and not have to touch the bathroom floor. I went in for an onigiri, but I came out with a Hawaiian sweetbread, French toast, ham and cheese sandwich. It says you're supposed to heat it up to have it be deliciousness. But homie, I don't have time to heat my bread up. I went in and I paid. I didn't have any money with me, so I had to come back out and like get my wallet. And the lady's like, ah! And I'm like, ah! And like Katie's zooming down the road. Okay. Oh, it's really weird. It's really weird, man. I wouldn't say that's very good. Maybe I should have heated it up. I actually got another bag of banana jelly stuff too.
This bus is actually pretty nice. It is exceptionally quiet though. I don't even know if you can hear me because it seems so rude to be talking right now. It's an electric bus, so when it stops, completely turns off and it's like a library. It seems like they've gutted the entire bus and taken out and put in all new seats, which they're not super comfortable, but I think they probably got more seats in the bus than they had before. So they're doing good on the environment. They're also doing good on people moving as well. But let's have an update on what's going on with me and Eric. Eric is currently just coming around the side of Mount Fuji. I have blasted past him on the bullet train. Sorry guy, but I gotta make moves. But now I'm basically sitting in traffic on a bus that is slow moving. It will be stopping at every station there will be 10 stations, and somehow that's going to take an hour and 10 minutes. I'm hoping that Eric kind of catches up, so then maybe I can leave him in the dust again. But I'm starting to get a little nervous about how slow we are moving. I just finished that previous video. We just hopped onto the ETC. Holy crap, we're on the ETC. Eric can't even go on the ETC. Now I feel like I'm really cheating. But I didn't know.
So I'm basically going around the edge of Mount Fuji here. And it's really distinctly different looking on this side of the mountain. It almost reminds me of like British looking landscape or something. I don't know exactly where I've seen something that looks exactly like this. There's just something distinctly different about what it looks like over here. Alright, it's just after noon now, and I'm headed kind of, sort of, in the direction of the darker clouds. Which is a little sketch, but it looks like I'm about to join a motorcycle gang. Rolling with the boys. Bunch of dudes out on a Tuesday. We managed to find traffic on this mountain road. I'm assuming there's construction or something. The motorcycle gang has given up, and they are no longer waiting. What I've got myself here is a handicap, because I don't know this area at all. And I have no idea what's going on, and Google Maps isn't showing me what's going on. So, I don't know. Okay, I'm gonna give up too. I'm gonna go up here. I looked at the map. It looks like I can probably wiggle my way through, hopefully avoiding all of this nonsense. Because this looks like it could be a while. I'm going to try going this way. And hopefully Google is going to give me a new route. I probably just should have followed those dudes. Okay, we are on a really small little back road. It looks like it has added quite a bit of time as well to my path to go this way as opposed to the road that had all the traffic, but Google didn't know the traffic was there for some reason, so I'm not sure how much it's actually going to matter, but let's just hope. Coming down out of the ocean, you got a view of the city that goes up along the coast, which is kind of like the entire coast, to be honest with you. There's like urban areas all along it for the most part, but I'm driving through all of these pea fields, which is what this back stuff is. And if you look off, you can actually see the coast itself. I believe I'm looking at the ocean there, but it's so hazy it's kind of hard to tell even with my eyes. It's dropped me down out of the mountainy area into the urbany area. And let me tell you what, the temperature is a lot higher down here. Like a substantial increase in the discomfort level from the sun. Okay, looks like it's about to push me up onto a highway. Hopefully we can make up a little bit of time there from the time we've been losing every time we've lost time.
The bus ride is over. My faithful steed has left, and I'm standing kind of in the middle of nowhere. You might be thinking, oh, you're at the place that you're gonna meet Eric. No, I'm 2 hours walk away from there. That's the closest that I could get with public transport using Google Maps. There might be local transport in this area if I do some digging on the internet to try and find like a local bus, because sometimes they have those 100 yen buses in Tokyo that get you to places and they don't show up on Google Maps. You have to hunt those down. That's a possibility. There's also the possibility of just start walking. I'm gonna actually look up how far away Eric is and gauge whether I think I could beat him on foot. But I do have a trick up my sleeve that I'm a little scared of. Eric has done it before in Hokkaido. He went hitchhiking. I have the supplies to go hitchhiking, but I'm not in Hokkaido, and I'm post-COVID, people being scared of stuff. So do I put the time into hitchhiking, or do I just start walking? I'm first have to find some food, because stupid me, who decided that they needed to charge up their card and panic about SIM card forks, I don't know if they're called forks or whatever, did not get the lunch to eat on the bus. So now I have to go and find some food. There is a convenience store, but there are also some restaurants around here that might be a little more food because I've just had not so great bread and a banana today. So I'm gonna go and see what the restaurants have to offer, and if they suck, then I will end up at a convenience store. And then after that, I'll think about what the future holds. Until then, I'm hungry.
That was another very short bypass. It just pushed me into where there's more traffic and stoplights. I'm doomed. Yeah, we're back into this stuff. The not fun stuff.
The restaurant hunt. The first one that shows up that I found on Google Maps doesn't seem to be open right now, even though it says that it's open. And their Noren, which is like the banner that they hang above the door, has been taken down. So that's usually a sign that they're closed. There's also a little sign that says they're closed. So that's not going to be one that works. I also saw a cafe that didn't show up on Google Maps, and it looked creepy and also not open, but quite creepy, so I didn't go in there.
I'm pretty sure I just passed under the Shinkansen tracks, so Kyde would have been there. So we've essentially crossed paths, but she was probably there a long time ago, because right now she's probably sitting at a lighthouse. I've got 2 hours left.
Yeah, I've got a sun umbrella. Judge all you want. I just recently had terrible, terrible sunburn. I am going to try and protect myself better in the future.
And I didn't make it through the first cycle, so we're gonna hope for the next cycle. That place in Japan, y'all.
Second restaurant, closed. All right, we'll just keep going.
That looks like the ocean to me. That's pretty cool. And that's a hawk. So I've made it all the way down to the ocean. And now I just have to gun it about 94 more kilometers. About an hour and 51 minutes.
All right, last option. The Noren is up. That's a good sign. Cars are in the parking lot. Better sign. People coming out, they look satisfied. Good reviews, basically. So I'm gonna give it a try instead of going kombini. And I also feel Shinkansen was a little bit cheating, so maybe give Eric a little more wiggle room to try and catch up while I relax and use the bathroom. Outside of the building says Katsu, so you get Katsu. It looks amazing. It's made by a mom and pop who just seem to stroll the kitchen easily and effortlessly. It's got a miso sauce on the side that I'm quite excited about. Let's see if I can do this all. Holy crap. I was really 50-50 on going to Family Mart. I'm so glad I came in here. It is really, really tasty. Super fresh, just cooked. The local post guy is here. That says this place is legit. Or it's the only place that's open.
Starting to get hit by a little bit more rain, but still just mostly sprinkles. I don't think it's going to break into a huge problem for me. This bypass that they built through this area, though, is incredible. I just blasted past a whole lot of city, and it was totally fine with the license that I have, and it didn't cost anything. There's no tolls on them. And this is above me, a bit more bypass that they are working on building out so that you wouldn't be sitting in this particular stoplight. So in the future, you'd definitely be able to get there before Kyde, maybe. Probably. Maybe not. I don't know. Where's Kyde? I don't know.
When I walked into that restaurant, I did not expect to see another foreigner. But the only people that were in there were 2 other foreign ladies. And I was real surprised. So I kind of listened to how they were talking, and I could hear a Spanish accent. I didn't pay attention to the words, but as I sat there longer, I started to hear the words, and the words were Japanese. And then it clicked for me. Last night, I read about how Hamamatsu, which is a city quite close to here, they have a lot of industrial factories for motorbikes and other types of things. And there's kind of a trade-off between Japan and Brazil. And people from Japan go live in Brazil, and people from Brazil come live in Japan, and they intermingle, especially in these areas that have these factories. So the ladies just were like real life Wikipedia. So that surprised me. And I just sat there listening to their Brazilian accented Japanese. It was pretty cool. But even though that was cool, I am back out in the heat, and I have to do a little bit of walking to get to a major road. That major road is straight north of where I want to meet Eric. I've done a little research on Google Maps. There's no way I can walk there before he'd get there on the motorbike unless he stopped for lunch. So hitchhiking or figuring out, oh, nice cock! Oh crap, I'll get a picture. I'll show you. I'm playing by myself. So I forgot what I was saying. Oh, nice cock will do that. So I have to get to this major road and then start to go south. I'm assuming that hitchhiking is really my only method of recourse to try and beat him. I have never done this in this way. I did it one time, but it was just luck that somebody picked us up. Yeah! And let me get that cock shot.
It looks like we've hit a little bit of traffic, but let's do this thing that we can do with two wheels. I'm assuming that there's construction or something up here.
I've reached the big road. My nerves are setting in a little bit. There is a Family Mart just around the corner, so I'm gonna go to the Family Mart, I'm gonna go to the bathroom, gonna get my sign out. I've made it, I'll show you how I made it, and then I'm gonna hitchhike. Weirdly enough, Eric has started drifting to the east instead of staying along the coast, so I'm a little surprised. But it still says that he is about 47 minutes away from me. And that's actually pretty tight, considering I don't know how people are gonna treat me once I get on the street, trying to figure out if they're gonna give me a ride. Oh, and on the sign, the Omaezaki is where we're going. Omaezaki Todai. Todai means lighthouse. So that's where we're heading on 150. Hopefully someone will pick me up. It can't be Eric. Don't try and come pick me up.
All right, we're coming up on 154 right now, so it's just about 2. And I kind of guessed that the earliest Katie could possibly get there would be around 2. That was kind of my eyeball. So it kind of depends on how her day went and how her last connection went, which was a bit of a mystery, on if she's going to be there soon or not. It says I still have 51 minutes left. I got through all that traffic back there that I had hit, but it was, I don't even know what it was there for. It was just like the tunnels, whatever, caused a little bit of traffic. I don't know. But I did get to scoot ahead about quite a lot because I was able to just go along the side of the road like that. I did it a few times. So that gained me a few extra minutes, but I still, like I said, I have 50 minutes left and it says 39 kilometers. And I need a bathroom break. And a Discord message just showed up. So maybe that's her taking a picture of the lighthouse, sending it to me.
Empty bladder and my trusty hitchhiking sign has been made. It says south, and then on the left side or your right side, I'm not sure how this reverses or not, Omaezaki. And hopefully someone sees it and is going down that way and can take me there or some part of the way. I'm gonna go outside and that's gonna be what happens. Okay. Sign is deployed. I am standing and waiting. Eric did this. It can't be that hard, right? Right? It's gotta be like, someone will take me there.
Okay, I've stopped and I've hit a 7-Eleven. I gotta get a snack. Got myself a little salmon onigiri. Had these a lot, they're very good. And a little Japanese energy drink. And I'm looking at the map here, and Katie is a significant distance further along than I am, but I don't think she's moving. So that could work to my advantage because I can continue to move once I continue to move. So we'll see how this goes, but it's pretty exciting.
A day drinker just came to check me out and see what was going on with this sign. Not nervous at all.
Okay, I've had some brief communication with Katie. It seems like she's got a ride. So maybe she's rolling on the road, that's my only advantage. I'm just kind of like going through this teeny tiny little town now. And I'm hoping that I'm going the right way. I don't know, sometimes I keep getting paranoid that like Google's got the wrong thing pinned or something. You know what I mean? Like you fat fingered something. And then all of a sudden you end up in Kyoto. I keep going up this hill and there's these beautiful views overlooking the city and stuff that's below in the valley, but I don't got time to stop for that at this point. This is getting serious. So we're not going to get any of that B-roll. We're just going to keep gunning it. I got 35 minutes. So if she has a ride all the way there, she's done. But if they can't get her all the way there and she has to try to catch another ride or something, she's probably still gonna be there before me because she's a chick and she's gonna get rides really, really quick and easy. Okay, so the road that it's put me on is basically another bypass that just goes past all of those stoplights and everything. And it's like out in the sticks basically, so I don't think I'm gonna be seeing a whole lot of traffic on here, hopefully. I don't see any red lines on my Google map, which is a good sign. So we'll see how it goes. It still says about 31 minutes. 2:27 right now. So I'll be there around 3 unless something goes haywire for me. I'm starting to see signs for Omaezaki, and I believe that's where I'm going. So you know you're within striking distance when you're seeing signs for the place, and the place isn't like a huge place like, you know, Tokyo or something where the signs are probably in Kyushu. Whoa, look at these huge wind turbines. Okay, it says that I have got 10 minutes left. I'm 5.6 kilometers away. I gotta admit, I'm a little bit like fluttery in the heart, you know what I mean? Like that feeling, just like, are we still racing or has she been there for an hour? Whoa, there's the ocean. That means you're close to a lighthouse. Well, sometimes, I guess. So I think we're gonna have like a parking area that's gonna come up here on the right-hand side, and that's gonna be us at the lighthouse. I think I can see the lighthouse from here, actually. Okay, yeah, there's a lighthouse, definitely there. So we're just looking for the place to put the scoot. And then maybe I beat Katie, maybe? That's the target. I'm down to my last 100 meters. You beat me!
I've been here for a little while, son.
How long have you been here?
At least 45 minutes.
Shit!
Shit!
Did you go up in the lighthouse?
I haven't gone up in the lighthouse. I was waiting for you because I was watching you on the map and I knew that you would be in time to go inside. It's open until 4, so we have an hour.
Awesome. I can't wait to see what you filmed today.
Yeah, you're gonna enjoy it. Okay, that didn't take long at all. I think maybe 10 cars passed, and then a dude pulled in. He gave me the okay. I went over to the car. I noticed that there was him and another dude in the car, and I almost thought, like, maybe I should just tell them I don't feel comfortable with 2 dudes. But the guy turned to me and he just had a nice look on his face. He asked me in English where I was from, and I told him, and he moved stuff over in the car for me, and he just seemed genuinely nice. I got in the car, we had some chats, got to practice some Japanese, and now I have left my poster in their car. So if I want to do any future hitchhiking, I have to figure out how to do that without the thing that I made. So I now have a new pang of worry in my stomach. It's possible they'll come back and bring it to me if they notice it, but I really doubt it. There was a lot of stuff in the back seat, so might be hard to get to Hamamatsu. I just realized you might be wondering, Hamamatsu, what are you talking about? That's where we're gonna stay the night tonight. So I have to get from here to Hamamatsu, not on that bike. And I don't really know how that's gonna happen.
Do you fit up there, Fatty? I'm gonna need a bigger hole, y'all. How did you get through there with your bag on?
I just kept pushing.
God. My legs just don't fold in this way. This is a rewarding lighthouse to come found. Just like you put in all that effort and something that's like might be kind of mundane is kind of radder than well, it's not really that mundane. Look at it, it's a lighthouse.
Yeah, and we're inside of it. We're not just looking at it. Is it breezy?
It's pretty windy.
Ooh, girl. Feels good. This kind of water fountain is absurd. It should arc, but this one goes straight up. So we're gonna see, how high does it go? It's really warm. That was decent, but we've seen higher.
This looks kind of spooky. What am I looking at here? Yikes. Reenactment? I don't know which one's my wife. Guys, I think Katie found a banana.
From another planet.
Seriously though, what is it?
I don't know.
You just pollinated the world though.
Yeah. It's very smelly and not in like a great way. It's like a little bit like durian. And that's enough. Like you don't need like a little bit of durian is bad.
That's a good one.
I think I'm the one who got embarrassed there.
It says this is a lover's sanctuary, but this girl just looks like she'd be getting attacked by a seagull for some snacks.
Maybe it took her lover. Maybe the dingo ate your baby.
Katie got her ride earlier really easy. This is going to be a little harder, I think. She has to do this while a storm is coming in and in the setting sun and in an area where there's very few cars. So let's see how this goes. I'm just gonna kind of be here just in case and we'll see how things pan out for her. It's easy to have patience when it's not gonna rain, but if it's gonna rain, the patience are harder to have. About 2 or 3 minutes later, she's in a car, she's gone. So she's good. So easy to hitchhike in Japan.
I did get a ride with someone from the lighthouse and he was just gonna take me to a bus stop. Then it kind of started raining and he was like, you know what, I'm free, so why don't I just take you all the way to the station, which was like an additional 30 minutes for him. And at first I was kind of like, no, just drop me at the bus stop. And then we got to where the bus stop was and I couldn't tell what the bus stop was. It just wasn't there. And then I said, you know what, screw it, just go ahead and take me to the station. So we started going down the road and all of a sudden it just poured. You couldn't even see out the window. There was lightning everywhere. Hail happened. It was insane. Like both of our jaws were on the floor for the whole 30 minutes. It was crazy. Oh, there's my guy. And it was very intense. I wish I'd made some video, but my just like unbelievable. And Eric was on a bike during that. So I have yet to find out how he's doing. He did say that he stopped. I don't know, I'm pretty sure he's fine, but he might have some interesting story to tell.
So this is happening now. It's insane. There is a ton of lightning, a ton of thunder, and obviously I can't drive in that. It's like legitimately insanely breezy. So anyway, I'm gonna wait this out. Okay, that storm was nuts. It was really crazy. So I was just like, it just got so windy I couldn't drive straight. Like out of nowhere. So I pulled over because I found this. I was like, okay, I'm just gonna park under there because there's like this cover. Didn't really matter because the wind got so incredibly crazy. I was just getting drenched. So I ran over underneath that building, like over there, and I stood like under there, and then a lady came to the window and she kind of like gave me this look like, no, you can't be here, and like held up my helmet, and she's like, oh, and like, she's like, come inside. So I went inside, and they gave me coffee, and they're super friendly, and the company builds those big floats, and they build shrines and stuff. And they were on this TV show called Made in Japan, and they gave me a CD or a DVD with the video of that. I guess I'm gonna check it out at some point. But yeah, friendly people, like they gave me some coffee, let me stay in there until like the storm. It wasn't crazy because it was crazy. It was insane, like way beyond dangerous. So now we're just down to a little bit of rain. The clouds are kind of breaking up, and it don't feel like I'm gonna get hit by lightning. So I can keep moving. And luckily I'm driving in the direction that's away from the storm. That video ended without a lot of explanation as to what exactly was going on, but the basic synopsis is that we were worried about the sunlight and Kyde getting a ride because if it's dark.
And you saw the clouds in the sky. They did not look welcoming.
It got a little rainy. And the goal of the night was actually, after going to the lighthouse, to go to Hamamatsu, which is a really cool city that we ended up staying in for a couple of days.
I didn't even know it was going to be cool.
It ended up cool.
Yeah.
And we made a video series about that, and that'll be coming on our YouTube channel up next. That's the next thing I have to edit. And just want to say thanks to everybody over at Patreon that has helped us make these videos possible. And if you'd like some perks and whatnots, hit up the Patreon. It's all linked down below. And then there's also all the social media stuff.
All that stuff. You can find that down below as well. You're probably hooked into it.
And thanks to everybody, of course, for just watching the video. And I don't know, leave us a comment about, I don't know, something. What should they leave a comment about? What's your favorite ice cream?
I was thinking burritos.
Burritos? Okay. Okay. Maybe somebody's favorite ice cream is burrito.
Ew. Eric, this might be done because I don't know how the last video looked. I kind of had to go pee really bad, so I just blurbed it out. So, gonna redo that video.
And transmission. Maybe you could set up AI to line all this up and then crap out all the crap you don't need based on a keyword that you verbally speak.
Eric, you can choose to include this or not include it. It might not be interesting, and that includes the B-roll footage of this bread that I put in there before.
What's kind of wild is I just realized I've been here, but I came here on my bicycle. I live streamed up in here one time, like, I don't know, maybe last fall, I guess.
Wow, you can't see that at all.
Of course, what that means is we're at the foot of Mount Fuji, and I think it is just right up over here. Ah, fuck it, I'll just wait. Do.
Man, I was already up this hill. Ooh, little dog.
Okay, I got down off the mountain pass, and Nani, what the fuck are you doing, bro? You just like slowed down and paced with me. It was weird.